It seems that wherever you look, cycling infrastructure is expanding and cycling is on the rise. This makes perfect sense. Cycling is a cheap and efficient way to get a lot of people around quickly. Just ask anyone in the Netherlands or Copenhagen. So it's no surprise that cities worldwide are shifting away from car dependency and promoting cycling. Paris, Madrid and Barcelona are leading the way, alongside cities like Bozen in Italy, Portland in the US, Bogota in Colombia, and even cities in Ukraine, as we mentioned in a recent video. We're also preparing a video on Budapest's progress. But for the first time in years, cyclists are facing more pushback than the usual whining about unruly behavior. In some places, cycling infrastructure is literally getting ripped out, like in Elche, Spain, and Toronto, Canada, taking the cities a step backward. Even Berlin's mayor, of all people, is making attempts to follow this path. Meanwhile, discussions about cyclists paying for infrastructure are growing louder. In Zurich, Switzerland, right-wing parties are pushing for a bicycle tax and licensing system. Fortunately, this has little chance of success due to its impracticality. But it raises the question, is this becoming a trend? Should I be concerned as a passionate cyclist who likes to travel around? Advocates for taxing cycling infrastructure often highlight its cost. Of course, it does require investment, but compared to car or public transport infrastructure, the expense is negligible. Another argument is that it's unfair for motorists to pay license fees and fuel taxes while cyclists contribute nothing. But the truth is, those taxes don't cover a fraction of the costs car traffic generates. The difference is paid by all taxpayers, regardless of whether they drive. And that's without considering the additional costs of road safety, healthcare, climate change, and environmental damage. Let's be honest, structuring an entire society's mobility around cars is a luxury and an expensive one at that. But think about this. Cycling infrastructure wouldn't even be necessary if cars weren't such a dominant and dangerous force in our cities. Most urban areas were never designed for cars, and yet bicycles were pushed off the streets. That's the only reason cycling infrastructure is needed in the first place. And now, cyclists are expected to pay for it? It's like breaking someone's arm and then making them cover their own medical bills. The hypocrisy is staggering. The reality is that bicycles aren't just cost-effective, they actually bring economic benefits. Unlike cars, which increase public spending, cycling provides a return on investment. It boosts physical and mental health, reduces healthcare costs, cuts down on sick days at work, and requires only a thin layer of smooth road to function. Most cyclists don't mind contributing through general taxation. After all, governments spend money on far more questionable things. But since the need for cycling infrastructure arises from car dominance, shouldn't drivers be the ones paying? Personally, I'd even be open to a cycling fee if it guaranteed safe car-free routes. But right now, I'd be paying for infrastructure that barely exists. At its core, this debate isn't about costs or fairness, it's ideological. Some fear that cycling threatens the symbolic freedom that cars supposedly provide. But that freedom is an illusion. It ends at the speed limit, the next traffic light, or the endless search for a parking spot. It's something you can only dream about while sitting in gridlock during rush hour. True freedom is the freedom of choice. Removing cycling infrastructure or making it more expensive doesn't help motorists, it simply restricts others. Traffic jams won't disappear and congestion won't ease. If you're worried that cycling is taking away the car's so-called freedom, think again. If you want to experience true liberation, take a ride on your bike, and it won't cost you a penny. Transforming cities for the modern era is no easy task. It requires dedication, persistence, and patience. Many cities have made progress, not because of left-wing governments or top-down policies, but because residents and activists have demanded change. The cycling community must be aware of counter-efforts and ready to defend progress, while continuing to push for improvements. If you're not already supporting a local advocacy group, consider getting involved. And if you'd like to support this channel, give this video a like and subscribe. I've included links in the description to more information on cities removing bike infrastructure and the economic benefits of cycling. But you can also help simply by getting on your bike and showing that cycling matters. I hope this video gave you something to think about. I'm Slow Eddie Spaghetti, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, thanks for watching and happy cycling!